Have you ever wondered why some of history's greatest minds chose to hide their most profound insights? Why they spoke only in whispers, sharing truths behind closed doors, away from the eyes of the uninitiated? What knowledge could be so powerful, so transformative, that it needed to be veiled in secrecy? Among these enigmatic figures stands one name, a sage, a philosopher, a seeker of divine truths. Pythagoras, a name synonymous with mathematical genius. But what if I told you his theorem was only a fraction of the knowledge he possessed? His true legacy was something far greater, a series of teachings so profound, so disruptive, that they were considered dangerous. Teachings that explored the divine harmony of the universe, the secrets encoded in numbers, and the metaphysical connection between the cosmos and the soul. But such knowledge is not without its enemies. Pythagoras was silenced, his teachings forbidden, his life shrouded in mystery. What was it about his wisdom that frightened the powers of his time? Tonight, we uncover the hidden truths of Pythagoras. Why was he banned from sharing his teachings? What secrets did he seek to protect? And what can we learn from the forbidden wisdom that still echoes across the ages? Prepare yourself, for this journey may change the way you see the world. Let us begin. Pythagoras was born on the island of Samos, a place of beauty and culture, but also one rife with political tensions. From a young age, he was drawn not to the noise of the agora, but to the mysteries of the natural world. The stars, the waves, the rhythms of life itself. His journey as a seeker led him far from home, across lands where knowledge was treated as sacred currency. In Egypt, he learned geometry not just as a practical tool, but as a spiritual language. In Babylon, he studied the movements of the stars and the hidden mathematics of the cosmos. And in India, he encountered teachings on reincarnation and the eternal cycle of life. These experiences would forge the foundation of a philosophy that transcended the material realm. When Pythagoras returned to Greece, he founded a secretive school in Croton, a haven for those who sought to pierce the veil of reality. The Pythagoreans were more than students of numbers. They were initiates of a spiritual order. They believed that numbers were the very fabric of existence, the divine blueprint from which all life sprang. To Pythagoras, numbers were alive, carrying vibrational energy that could harmonize the soul with the universe. The tetractys was more than a geometric figure. It was a sacred symbol of balance, order, and divine harmony, a key to understanding the universe's hidden architecture. But with great knowledge comes great fear. The Pythagorean teachings threatened the established order, challenging the materialism of the ruling elite and the dogmas of traditional religion. To many, his philosophy was not just heretical, it was revolutionary. Pythagoras' emphasis on inner transformation, equality, and the unity of all life was seen as a direct threat to those in power. And so, the backlash began. His followers were persecuted, his teachings were suppressed, and his name was shrouded in mystery. Yet, despite the efforts to erase his legacy, fragments of his wisdom endured. Whispers of his teachings survived, passed down in secret through generations. His ideas would later influence some of the greatest minds of history, from Plato to Leonardo da Vinci, proving that truth has a way of transcending time and oppression. But what exactly were these forbidden teachings? Why did they inspire such reverence and fear? To answer these questions, we must delve deeper into the heart of Pythagoras' philosophy, a philosophy that continues to resonate in the echoes of time. At the heart of Pythagoras' teachings was the belief that the universe is not random but ordered, governed by principles of harmony and proportion. To him, mathematics was not just a tool for measurement, but a divine language, a bridge between the physical and the metaphysical. One of Pythagoras' most profound discoveries was the relationship between numbers and music. He observed that the length of a vibrating string determined the pitch of its note, and that harmonious intervals, like the octave and the fifth, could be expressed as simple numerical ratios: 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. These ratios, he believed, were the fingerprints of the divine. This idea of harmony extended beyond music. Pythagoras taught that the same principles could be found in the cosmos itself. He spoke of the music of the spheres, an ethereal symphony created by the movements of celestial bodies. To the untrained ear, it was silent. But to the initiated, it was a melody of existence, a reminder that everything in the universe is interconnected. Pythagoras also emphasized the power of geometry as a sacred art. He saw shapes like the triangle, square, and circle as symbols of universal truths. The triangle represented stability and the foundation of reality. The circle, with no beginning or end, symbolized eternity and the divine. Through these studies, Pythagoras and his followers uncovered patterns like the golden ratio, an ideal proportion found in nature, art, and architecture. From the spirals of a seashell to the symmetry of a flower, this ratio was seen as a blueprint of beauty and balance, a signature of the divine craftsman. Yet these revelations were not without controversy. To many, the idea that numbers could hold spiritual power seemed absurd or even dangerous. But Pythagoras insisted that understanding these principles could unlock deeper truths about the self and the universe. For Pythagoras, the study of numbers and harmony was not an intellectual exercise, but a spiritual practice. To comprehend the hidden order of the universe was to align oneself with it, to find balance within and without. It was a path to enlightenment, a way to transcend the chaos of the material world. These teachings laid the foundation for a philosophy that sought to unite science, art, and spirituality. But they were only the beginning. To truly grasp the depth of Pythagoras' wisdom, we must go further into the mysteries that he was forbidden to reveal. Pythagoras' teachings weren't just about numbers and geometry. They extended into the realms of mysticism, ethics, and the very nature of the soul. His school operated almost like a secret society, with layers of initiation and rituals that guarded the most profound truths. At the heart of his teachings was the tetractys, a sacred triangular symbol made of 10 dots arranged in 4 rows. To outsiders, it was merely a geometric figure. But to the initiated, it represented the structure of the cosmos and the path to enlightenment. The tetractys was more than a diagram. It was a map of existence. Each row symbolized an essential principle: unity, duality, harmony, and completion. Together, they formed a vision of balance that applied to everything, from the elements of nature to the human soul. Pythagoras believed that by meditating on this symbol, one could attune to the divine order of the universe, achieving a state of inner harmony. This was not just knowledge to be learned, but wisdom to be lived. But the very depth of these teachings made them controversial. Pythagoras' insistence on secrecy, combined with his belief in reincarnation, the immortality of the soul, and the divine power of numbers, clashed with the prevailing religious and political ideologies of the time. His ideas were seen as a threat, dangerous enough to challenge the established order. And so, efforts were made to suppress them. His followers were persecuted, his schools destroyed, and his wisdom was forced into the shadows. But despite these efforts, the teachings of Pythagoras survived. Hidden in secret texts and passed down through esoteric traditions, they found their way into the works of later philosophers, mystics, and scientists. To this day, they remain a source of inspiration and a puzzle waiting to be unraveled. In many ways, Pythagoras was ahead of his time. His vision of the universe as a harmonious whole resonates with modern discoveries in physics and cosmology. Yet the true depth of his wisdom remains elusive, hidden behind layers of symbolism and secrecy. To truly understand why Pythagoras was banned from sharing his teachings, one must not only study his ideas but live them. For within his wisdom lies a challenge to see the world not as chaos, but as a symphony, and to find our place within its eternal rhythm. Pythagoras believed that wisdom was not meant to be hoarded but practiced and experienced. To honor his teachings, let us explore a few methods to bring his timeless insights into our daily lives. The tetractys is not just a symbol but a gateway. Begin by visualizing it. Imagine its 10 points glowing softly. Focus on the rows. 1 point for unity, the source of all things. 2 for duality, the balance between opposites. 3 for harmony, the creation of a new whole. And 4 for completion, the culmination of the journey. Breathe deeply as you meditate on each row. Let the meaning of each point flow into your mind, aligning your thoughts with the universal order. This practice brings clarity, inner peace, and a sense of connection to the cosmos. Pythagoras believed that numbers held the key to understanding the universe. Try this simple exercise. Choose a number that resonates with you, perhaps your birth date, or a number you encounter often. Reflect on its significance. Is it prime, composite, or part of the sequence? How does it connect to your life? By exploring the patterns behind numbers, you will begin to see how they shape the world around you. Pythagoras taught that these patterns reveal the harmony embedded in all things. Pythagoras spoke of the music of the spheres, the inaudible harmony created by celestial bodies in motion. While we cannot hear it, we can feel its presence in music and nature. Take time to listen. Whether it's the rustle of leaves, the hum of a melody, or even the rhythm of your own breath, let these sounds remind you of the harmony Pythagoras sought to understand and share. Start small. Dedicate just a few minutes each day to one of these practices. Over time, you'll notice a shift, a deeper sense of balance, a clearer mind, and a greater appreciation for the interconnectedness of all things. Pythagoras' teachings were not just for the elite or the initiated. They were for anyone willing to seek harmony, both within themselves and with the world around them. By applying these simple practices, you are continuing his legacy and uncovering the secrets he worked so hard to protect. Pythagoras' teachings were more than just philosophies. They were a way of life. His understanding of numbers, harmony, and the universe's interconnectedness offered humanity a glimpse into the fabric of existence itself. But why were such teachings shrouded in secrecy? Why was he silenced, his school scattered? Perhaps it was because the truth he sought to share was too profound, too destabilizing for the world of his time. Knowledge that empowers also disrupts, and Pythagoras' vision of a harmonious universe challenged the chaos and control of earthly powers. And yet, his wisdom persists, passed down in fragments, concealed in symbols, and rediscovered by those with the courage to seek. What will you do with this knowledge? Will you let it remain an interesting story, or will you explore its depths, allowing it to transform your perception of the world? Pythagoras' story is not just his, it's ours. It's the story of humanity's quest for understanding, balance, and enlightenment. By embracing his teachings, even in small ways, we continue that quest, bringing harmony not only to our lives, but to the world around us. The legacy of Pythagoras reminds us that the greatest secrets of the universe are hidden in plain sight. We need only the courage to look, the patience to listen, and the wisdom to apply what we learn. The question is not why Pythagoras was banned from sharing his teachings. The question is, will you embrace the lessons he fought to preserve?